And here we are yet again on Sunday night, and the Maple Leafs have made another move. It's amazing how quickly the narrative has changed in this market in the last 24 hours. Not officially official just yet, if that makes any sense, but we expect it to happen. 1 year, $3 million. Max Domi is going to wear them blue and white, Rosie.
Oh, what a beautiful thing. I hope it's number 28 too, man. What a day. What a day 24 made, or what a difference 24 hours makes, man. Like looking down the line, Klingberg and Bertuzzi, and now we had Max Domi. This team looks completely different, even though you didn't do anything with the core four. So much more jam, and obviously that we're having didn't mention the heavyweight hanging out with the Leafs uniform now too. It's unbelievable. So it was crazy, man. I kept saying to myself, be patient, be patient. Like everyone's ripping on Tree Living, saying he doesn't do anything. Now all of a sudden they're literally building statues for him, ripping on Dubas and saying it wasn't Shanny's fault that Dubas was making all these plays, and everything's just up in a roar right now. I absolutely love it. I'm fired up. I was worried they couldn't get that Domi deal done when I heard there's a bunch of teams in the mix, but fucking rights, boys.
Yeah, first things first. If you're Sam Lafferty, I would expect a phone call. I know they're saying Max Domi's overseas right now, but Lafferty wears number 28. I just can't see a scenario where Max Domi comes to Toronto and doesn't wear his dad's number.
He better not. Laughs are just, I mean, that's I don't know what you do if guys do watches at that price point or not, but something's got to go his way. You cannot see the DOMI on the back without 28 below it, so they'll figure something out, I'm sure.
Legendary pops, and it's great to see Max Domi. It's been rumored for so long too, right? And I think along the lines of what we talked earlier about Tyler Bertuzzi, a lot of those traits are within the game of a Max Domi, right? Bite, character. I love his versatility too. Like he can play on the fourth line, he can play on the first line. Injuries are a part of any hockey club, as we know, and I love the versatility aspect. And he's got bite, and he hates to lose, Rosie. That's the one thing I brought up. Max Domi hates to lose.
But I mean, look at you still have the core four, and we made these additions. It's like, oh my God, now you have a well-rounded hockey team. Now you have a hockey team that isn't one-dimensional, where if that one dimension isn't there in the late minutes of a third period, you're not up shit creek. You have different ways to change momentum of the games. You have different elements of your game. You have different line combinations that you can mix and match depending on what's going on with the game. I just love how much more well-rounded this organization just got, and it makes the Ryan O'Reilly loss and these types of things just like, okay, move on. Like we're not dwelling on that for another 2 seconds, which Tree Living certainly didn't, man. He's pulling triggers out there, and I mean, I just think about the line combinations and potential and all the talent on this roster. Different types of talent just makes me giddy for the new season. I was a little bit worried it was going to be a boring, yawning, oh my God, here we go again type of season. Now everyone's just chomping at the bit to get training camp going.
In this business, you have to have a memory of a goldfish, and having been in the league, things change quickly. And yeah, it sucked to lose guys like Ryan O'Reilly and Luke Shen, but I think it's been a positive day nonetheless for this team. Important to note too that this reunites Max Domi with Mitch Marner. They played together with the London Knights, and I think you look at potential configurations. Who knows right now? But I mean, the versatility is going to be big. I think in the game once again of a Max Domi. But these two are reunited. They did pretty good things, I would say, in the Ontario Hockey League together.
Yeah, for sure. There's that familiarity, obviously. They know each other. They've played well with each other. Whether they played it together or not, I'm sure they'll try. Obviously, Sheldon Keefe's no stranger to mixing up the lines, but I just look and I think that Max Domi doesn't have to be the guy on this team. He doesn't have the weight of the world and the pressure to be the number one, number two, three guy. Even he's down on the depth chart a little bit. He can play third line, fourth line, first. He can play all over the place, make it work. Same with Tyler Bertuzzi. Like these guys are like additions to a core four that I think the core four always needed. To have these guys, and it takes weight off of everybody. It's just what happens when you have a well-rounded, deep team. Everyone can pull some weight, and it's not like a couple of guys are expected to pull all the weight. And it's just it's a beautiful thing. It's what personally we've been yelling at for a while. Like get some grit on this team. Get a little bit of jam. Like these guys are getting. It's too easy to play the Leafs. It always has been for a long time, and finally it's really not going to be anymore. And just so many thoughts to come, man. I think everyone's just pretty pumped about, Klingberg's lost in the mix here too of this news. It's just the more you think about what Tree Living's done, the more I'm just thrilled with the direction this team's going.
It's not hard to figure out the MO of Brad Treliving and what he felt this team needed, right? I think you look at most of the pieces they brought in. Obviously, Ryan Reeves, now Tyler Bertuzzi, now Max Domi, like guys with some sandpaper, some bite, who will you through the fight, the battle in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So I don't think you can underestimate that point of view in some of these additions the last couple of days either.
No, I don't think so. And I just keep thinking playoffs. And you know what? I don't even necessarily think that, you know, they may not have as successful of a regular season as they did last year or two
Yeah.
years ago. That's very possible. That doesn't worry me at all. I'm thinking about the playoffs when they go into it. All of a sudden, we're not scared anymore. All of a sudden, we're not waiting. Oh man, this is going to be. Is anyone going to show up? Or are we going to be scared and nervous? Or is it going to be too much for us to handle? Will we be overwhelmed? Oh my God, we're going to go in there eyes wide, just chomping at the bit with this team that has that depth and has that security blanket of the grit around them where they can put the hammer down and say, get the hell out of my way. I like the look of this team right away in the last 2 days.
And Domi's coming off a great season. Just to wrap, he was a really good fit with the Dallas Stars. 19 games in the Stanley Cup playoffs, 3 goals, 13 points. He had 20 and 56 and 80 games combined with Chicago and Dallas. And again, versatility was the name of the game, the sandpaper, the bite. I think he just brings that aspect that this team has direly needed the last couple of years. And again, the cherry on top is a name figure. His dad was a folklore hero in these parts for a long period of time. And now to come full circle and Max now joins the Leafs, pretty epic to me.
Yeah, for sure. You look at the pictures that are circling around the internet already of him sitting on the boards with his dad during his playing
Yeah.
days and him in the old garden and everything that goes along with having a son at that age when you're playing for the Maple Leafs, all that's surfacing now. And I think everyone's pretty excited to see the first night when Max Domi has that jersey on. It'll be pretty special. I imagine a lot of cameras will be zooming in on Ty during that time, and I imagine he'll probably be a little bit teary-eyed if I were him.
I love it. And speaking of pretty special, we're going to bring you a lot of fantastic content throughout the offseason, some great interviews planned as well. So at the Leafs Nation 401, where to subscribe. Again, that's Jay Rosehill. I'm Nick Alberga. Max Domi is a Toronto Maple Leaf crazy.
You